Hello and welcome back to Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. My name is Q and we are in another Slog Hut, Slog Hut 2813. So, as you can tell, this Slog Hut has a very similar layout to the first one we were in, but there are a few things that are different, and so it's gonna make us solve this one a little differently. So in this episode, I want to address a few things from other episodes that weren't, just some things that were off. And actually, I'm going to do this differently because there's a pretty funny way of getting rid of all these sligs. But first of all, one of the things I said in a previous episode was that in some levels, your spoos will carry over into the next level, and that is not true. Your spoos never carries over. But here's the hilarious way of getting rid of these sligs. Guess what? They'll follow you into the recycler. But Abe is dead. But there's no need to fear because there's a nest right here. So the sligs are either very stupid or very dedicated. I'm gonna go with very stupid. But anyway, so a couple episodes ago I said that I would look up some statistics about this game and let you guys know in the next episode. But the next episode was the last episode, and if you watched it, I did not give any information at all. So that wasn't intentional, and I just forgot about it, so you're gonna get some information now. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, the sligs all have... Come on, camera. The sligs all have... Okay, here we go. Okay, I couldn't move the camera anymore, and I couldn't tell if he was going to be safe or not. But anyway, the sligs all have different names depending on what weapon they have. So if there's no weapon in their hand, they're called a slacker, which I don't think we've seen any of. Like, I don't know if they're... Okay, yes, I remember now. There are some later, but all the ones we've seen so far are either the bouncers, if they have a little stick, or... Oops. Jump! Okay. Or poppers, if they have a gun. So we've seen like 1 or 2 poppers, but they've mostly just been bouncers. So... What am I doing? I don't need the crane, do I? Because that's what I like about this game, is there are lots of different ways you can go about solving the levels. So yeah, I don't need the crane, because it was just for killing the sligs. And so you could possess them and kill them, or you could use the crane, or you can just jump down and have Abe commit suicide, and they'll follow him. Come on. The sligs will follow Abe to death. So it looks like I got all the scrubs. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So yeah, there are lots of different ways to solve it. Another way is you can pick up the slogs, and you can, if you drop the slogs outside of their little pens, they will attack the sligs. So that's another way of solving it.
Be careful with these good-looking scrubs. If you want to get out of the Slog Hut alive, you're gonna need them.
Yes. So not only... Oops, wrong button. So not only do you need to save scrubs for good quarma, but you also have a minimum number that you need to finish the level. And I guess I'll show you something real quick right now. Yes, what happens... Oops. what happens if you don't rescue everyone. So I'll just make a quick save, so we don't have to worry about wasting too much time. But, yeah. Also, a few episodes ago... Oh my. Okay, so there's some slackers up here, which I'll show you in just a minute. So basically, I'll show you what happens if you don't have enough scrubs to finish the level. But a few episodes... Oh my goodness, it is loud. So a few episodes ago, I also had very poor pronoun use, and that was probably really confusing. Oh, the horror! Too many Mudakin scrubs have been snuffed out! Without their wage-slave friends, Abe and Munch can't get through this area. Do you wish to try again? And you just hit yes, and it will let you restart the level. Or if you hit no, you can just wander around with not enough Mudakins. But as you can see, we need these levers to be pulled. And Abe can't, just like in a few episodes ago, Abe can't pull all these himself. They run out of green too fast. So now I can just quick load, and we can actually solve this. So as I said, there are a few slackers up ahead. And they are the reason that all those explosive barrels were falling out of the sky. Because, just like in the other Slog Hut, they have a huge room dedicated to destruction and just insanity. So as you can hear, that slacker died, and they're just standing up here pulling these levers, dropping explosives out of the sky. So I need to be careful here because I can just zap them off the edge, but if I do it too quickly, like they landed on mines and he gave his little dying scream there, so I know that that one's dead. But if I zap them off too quickly, I run the risk of making them miss the mines that are at the bottom of their little podiums they stand on, and having them survive. And as you could tell, there were some scrubs out on the floor there that I need to rescue, and having sligs just, you know, complicates everything. We want to save scrubs. So, statistics. A few episodes ago I said I would put some statistics, and I didn't, so I'll have them in this one. So apparently, yes, one thing I didn't know about this game that I found out very recently is that there are two different endings. There's a good ending and a bad ending. And so the reason I didn't know about the bad ending is because apparently it's so hard to get that you have to work at it to get it, pretty much. You get it by having really bad quarma, and like your quarma has to be so bad that you pretty much have to be trying to kill fuzzles and mudakins in order to get it. But there's also, well, there's a snoozer right here again, which is a lot of fun, and we need to get across these explosions, because these sligs I can't reach, I can't knock off, so there are going to be bombs falling no matter what, and I just have to be careful that this doesn't get blown up. But, so basically there are some bonuses you get if you finish the game with angelic quarma, which is basically perfect quarma. which I have never done. So I've always gotten the same thing because I had, you know, pretty good quarma and, you know, never had terrible quarma, but never had perfect quarma. So, but from what I understand, it's just a few, like a bonus newspaper thing. So it's not like a huge, you know, crazy, awesome extra stuff. But I don't know. I'll try and look into that more or find it myself and, you know, let you guys know what that is.
Everybody listen.
So that's about as much as I know about the ending right now. And hopefully it's probably not a good idea to walk these scrubs through here. And just in case, I'm gonna quick save. Just in case, I'm not, like, if one dies, I'm not gonna restart, but if I lose too many, I don't want to have to restart the whole level. So as you can tell, the splash damage off of these explosions isn't too big, but you still need to be careful. Run, guys, run, 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 run! Okay, I need a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see, some other things. I told you... Oh, guys, careful. Careful. Oh, no. I missed that guy. Oh, no. I just realized... Oh, no. Munch, 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 munch. Okay, that was bad. I didn't realize that there were still guys. And now I gotta hurry before these guys wake up. We should be okay, though. And I think this is the right... Okay, just making sure that was the right well. So... Yes, I gave you the names of some of the sligs. There are... Munch just killed a few slackers. You know... It's just... the absurdity of this game. Why? You could ask that about 100 different things in this game, but it's a lot of fun. So there's slackers, the guys with sticks are bouncers, the ones with guns are poppers, and later there will be armored bouncers and armored poppers. So, and they just have more health. And speaking of health, I also found out the health of some of the people. So I was hoping to be able to just look up some of the stuff online, but I couldn't find any of it, so I had to do some tests on myself. I'm gonna check real quick if I... Hey! All the scrubs. If I picked them all up. Oh. Alright. I remember. So I know, now I know I did not pick them all up right now, because we have invisible and bounce. And there's a reason for that, which I'll show you in just a minute, because we got a couple more minutes. Anyway, talk about scatterbrained. Yeah, so you can see there are 4 more Moodakins. Yeah. Sorry I'm all over the place. But I'll show you right now why there is bounced invisible right here. Oh, invisible is something new too, and it just makes you invisible. And so as you can tell, these enemies aren't attacking me because I'm invisible. So, let me see. Yes, there are scrubs up here, and that's why... Oh, okay! That's good to know, and I didn't know it. I forgot it, and now Abe's probably gonna die. Come on, Abe! My thumb! He did it! Okay, so that's why, right there, it's not good for Abe to attack, because his attack doesn't do a lot of damage, it's slow, and he loses pretty much all of his health, and it's best to just jump on a landmine and revive him with full health, then carry on. Thankfully, there's a nest over here.
Thank you.
Alright. This episode's gonna run a little bit longer, but I really want to save these scrubs. And give you some more information. which I keep getting distracted from. So, basically what happened right there is I tried to make an orb, and it made Abe visible. I'm assuming attacking will also make Abe visible. Oops. Well, there you go. Yes, it makes Abe visible. And I'm just gonna try and kill this guy. Come on. Is there a scrub up here? I can't see. It's so dark. I'm gonna make it brighter, but I cannot see. Yes, there is, and I told him to help, and he didn't help. So thanks a lot, buddy. Alright. Suicide. So is it suicide if you know your friend's just gonna bring you back right away? I don't know. That's an interesting question. So by now you're probably wondering if I'm ever gonna talk about these statistics. And yes, I am. Right now. Finally. Here we go. So Abe and Munch. You know, I only did stuff at the beginning of this level before I played it. So I only know some things about the... He just randomly saw me for some reason. But anyway, I only know things about like the bouncers and the scrubs. So as I get onto further levels with new things, I'll try and give some information about those as well. I'm gonna leave these sligs up here because we're probably fine. So, Abe and Munch have the same amount of health. So they can both get hit the same number of times and die. And from a bouncer, they can be hit 32 times. So the birds only give you, you know, a general idea of how much health you have left. It's not exact because, you know, 32 goes into 10, 0.3125 times. So, you know, each time Abe gets hit once, Abe or Munch gets hit once by a bouncer, they lose, you know, 0.3125 whatevers of a bird. You know, that many parts of a bird. So it just gives you, you know, like an average amount of how much health you have left. Oh man, and the Snoozie's about to die, which is not good. Ah. So you can get another Snoozy, but you have to go all the way back and pull the lever, and this episode's just gonna be long. So yeah, 10 birds is how many is full health, and also the enemies have, you know, their little I don't know what to call those, the red spiky orbs that are above the enemies, because sometimes, like in cutscenes, or yeah, like in cutscenes, there'll be cameras, but if they're floating around the level, they're chant suppressors, and they're the things that zap Abe if he tries to chant. So, I don't know, I guess I'll just call them chant suppressors. So they have enemies, or machines have 10 of those when they have full health. And I don't know how many hits the Snoozy can take, because it's really hard to measure. Because I'd need to get, you know, like one of the poppers all alone, and then count how many times it can hit, you know, a full Snoozy before it crashes. And that's basically what I had to do to figure out Abe and Munch's health. So Abe and Munch have more health than the Mudokons, because Abe and Munch can be hit 32 times by a bouncer, and then they die. But a Mudokon scrub can only be hit 20 times, and then they'll die. And that may seem like a ton of hits, but, you know, the enemies can hit pretty quickly. So, it's not, you know, a ridiculous amount of health. But the slogs, they don't do nearly as much damage. Abe can get hit 55 times. He can get bit 55 times by a slog before he will die. So, at least, I know, later, oops, there will be some bigger slogs. I just tried it with the little ones that were in those pens at the beginning of the level. But also something interesting that I forgot to show off is if Abe possesses one of the slogs back there, and then, you know, then depossesses it, it doesn't blow up like the sligs. He'll just stop possessing it and it'll still be alive. But yeah, in the next episode I'll talk some about orbs. So we saved all the scrubs. All the scrubs are saved? Hey, look at that. Alright. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Q signing off.